Hey everyone, just a quick video showing off the difference between the DOOGEE Mix and the Xiaomi Mi Mix. So if you keep up with phone news, you already know that Xiaomi Mi Mix is the original bezel-less phone. Well, unless you count the one from Acros, Sharp. This is the one that came out last fall of 2016, and basically got the attention of a lot of tech bloggers and tech writers. And then couple of months ago, around May 2017, DOOGEE released this phone that in product shots it looked just like the Xiaomi Mi Mix, and on top of that, this phone is called the DOOGEE Mix. So it's almost kind of shameless how much of a ripoff this is. But after you playing with the phone a little bit, there's actually a little bit of difference. So first of all, it's not the bezels. It's slightly less bezel-less than the Xiaomi Mi Mix, because as you can see, the border around the screen on the DOOGEE, it's noticeably thicker than the borders around the Xiaomi Mi Mix. The bottom bezel is also taller, but that's because DOOGEE put a fingerprint reader on the front of the screen, whereas Xiaomi opted to put it on the back. So Xiaomi is slightly more bezel-less, whereas this the bezels aren't large by any means right here, but you know, it's quite noticeable. And also the top bezel, it's a little bigger, because if you remember the Xiaomi Mi Mix, the reason they could eliminate the top bezel is because they got rid of the earpiece and the proximity sensor. So how they worked around it is, when you make phone calls, they use a technology to vibrate sound from the metal frame and then play it into your ear. It's a technology that works well enough for some people like me who don't make a lot of phone calls, but I've heard that for other people who are on calls all the time, it doesn't get loud enough, and it's just not ideal. And also because there's no proximity sensor, what this phone does is it shoots out like sonar, kind of like a radar, and then that's how they check for proximity. That they shoot out a little radar, and then if they sense something over it, then they'll know. While the DOOGEE Mix, the bezels are a little bit thicker. That's because they still managed to put in an earpiece, as you can see here. Sorry if the lighting is not that great, but you see a little tiny earpiece here, and also there's a proximity sensor here. So that's really cool, because usually phones have pretty large top bezels because they need a room for the earpiece. So this is a pretty good compromise, that they made it look like it's bezel-less, but without sacrificing an important piece of a phone like an earpiece, like on the Xiaomi Mi Mix. And otherwise, this is a 5.5 inch screen compared to the Xiaomi Mi Mix's 6.2 inch, and I actually like it better, because it's a little bit too big to use comfortably, and the Xiaomi Mix is also thicker and heavier than the DOOGEE Mix. And the DOOGEE Mix is also a little bit rounder on the sides too. The Xiaomi is almost like a perfect rectangle, whereas the DOOGEE, as you can see right here, the sides is a little bit rounder. So it fits in the hand quite comfortably, because 5.5 inch phone screen, it's smaller, it's more comfortable. So about the phone, and obviously another big difference is this has a dual camera, whereas this only has one. The dual camera allows you to do tricks like, I mean, if you keep up with phones at all, you already know what it does. So basically, there's a 2x zoom, which is the same feature on the iPhone and the OnePlus 5. They call it like a telephoto zoom, but don't fall for it. It's really just like a digital zoom still, but they use a second lens to make it look a little bit better than just like the traditional zoom. So there's that, and there's also the bokeh effect, aka portrait mode, but here they call it blur. So what it is it makes it look like the background is blurred. Like iPhone 7 has been advertising this feature a lot. This phone doesn't really do that good of a job, to be honest. The blur around the subject is a little bit like messy. You can see sometimes, I mean, I'll show you a sample. So I tried one on my girlfriend. As you can see, they blurred out part of her head, so that's not ideal, you know, because phones that do a good job of the bokeh mode, of the blur, which are the OnePlus 5 and the Huawei Mate 9 Pro, it actually looks quite impressive. So anyway, this is the DOOGEE mix. I'll have a review on this on my Forbes website. Feel free to check it out if you're interested. I'll do more comparisons about the phone, but just a quick hands-on just to show off the two differences, because I mean there's no denying that this is kind of copying from this, but you know, there's a little bit of difference. Thanks for watching.